Well, hey everyone, thanks for coming. I know we started, 8 minutes late. Hopefully that wasn't too, big of a shock to any of you. I just woke up pretty recently. I don't know about all of you. It's feeling kind of dead. But we'll have some great speakers today, great ideas, great experiences, and hopefully they can wake us up. I know I'll need to be woken up. Let's get the schedule down. For the first, not 10 minutes, we'll go, 5 minutes, we'll talk about Pathway Foundation, what we're here to do, why there's this whole mayoral internship, and why we're all here today. Oh, hi. Sit anywhere. And then we'll have two people speaking. We'll have Bellevue Council member Conrad Lee, who will be talking about local government, and we'll have Steve Barron here. Why don't you stand up? I have some information about Steve to read to you. Steve, he manages his own political consultant and actually business consulting company, One Spark Marketing, since 2009. He was congressional candidate for U.S. House of Representatives in Seattle in 2006, 2008. Right now, he is the staff of the Washington State Republican Party as Director of New Media and Technology. And he was the Communications Director for the Susan Hutchinson U.S. Senate campaign in 2018. So why are we here? What is Pathway Foundation? Pathway Foundation, nonprofit organization. We're trying to increase civic engagement within Asian Americans and really for all underrepresented communities. I just noticed you, Javin. What's up? Muhan, do you want to talk about the American Creed Project?
Yeah, sure. So the American Creed Project is like a sub-branch of the entire internship, and what we focus on is discussion groups that are usually held monthly, and we focus on smaller issues such as today, which is reestablishing faith in institutions. And we have also talked about immigration and like how we feel as Asian Americans in this larger community. And yeah, and through this we hope to increase youth civic engagement in a very local community.
So after we have the speakers speak, I want to set down some ground rules for small table discussions. We'll just make a list of them right up here. So, I think some pretty universal rules that we can all agree on are be respectful, I think it's also important, out of respect for others, what is said here kind of stays here. When someone tells you a personal story or something, feel free to share the gist of the story and the moral, but don't go too into detail. We don't want this to be a place where gossip comes from. So, anyways, I want to hear some of your ideas about what our community rules for discussion should be.
I guess don't bash anyone for what they say.
Don't bash anyone? Okay.
Sort of goes
So-
on respect, but
So kind of listen to everyone's ideas. That's a good one. Jevin, did you?
I was going to say something similar.
Oh, something similar? Okay,
Keep an open mind.
sure. One thing that I like, there's a whole kind of wordplay thing that goes with it. I forget, but the point is, let people who don't speak as much talk, and if you speak a lot, step back and let some other people talk. So kind of give everyone a chance to talk. Are there any big ones I'm missing? No? Okay, it looks like we're set. So when we have the small group discussions, make sure to follow these 4 rules. Be respectful, listen to others' ideas, keep an open mind, and give everyone a chance to talk. So without further ado, we'd like to invite Bellevue Council Member Conrad Lee to talk about reestablishing faith in local government.
Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I'm really happy that we have a lot of young people here with us, and especially we have some parents. So this is an opportunity. I always emphasize to learn how to communicate. I believe that to be successful in life, to get anything done, we have to be able to communicate. So I hope the English is okay, right? So I just keep using English. But if you have any question, raise your hand. We're talking about communication. That means communication is a two-way street. If you just listen to me talk, that's not communication. That's just one-way, whatever that might be. So we will use those principles so that we can communicate. Because when you involve more than one party, when you have two-way discussion, you have to follow some of the common sense things to communicate. So this is a project under Pathway Foundation, and it's a mayoral internship, and I'm very happy, very impressed that Alvin, is the leader of the team. And so he's been doing a great job organizing this. And I want to thank Northwest Chinese School for working with us together, having this opportunity to communicate with you guys. And I think it will benefit, everybody, both sides, the internship, as well as the foundation, and as well as young people who are here today, and the parents as well. So I think that's the reason why we are meeting. We can learn something from this opportunity. So I know there's a few other interns already in the room, and so I'm sure eventually we'll hear from them, when we have small group discussion and whatnot. There will be plenty of opportunities. And when I talk about the Pathway Foundation, Mr. Steve Chen and I basically are co-founders of this organization. The mission, the purpose of this organization is to encourage civic engagement. Engagement is also communication. When you engage, you have to communicate, right? It's the same. Engagement is communicating. And why do we, so it's important, let's go. And why we talk about civic means engage in communities, through whatever, we are talking about, institution, organization, community that we live in, the city we live in, and the country, the whole civilization. So I think it's important. The reason why we believe it's important, that we need to do something about is people are becoming more and more isolated. We don't communicate very much anymore. There's a lot of reasons for that. I don't need to go through it all. People are too busy. People are too busy doing whatever they want to do, making money, or just studying. Or for high school kids like you, you're just one track mind that you want to go to college. The teacher tell you you're going to get good grades, and the parents the same thing. They work jobs and they want to keep up with, with Jones. So you have to make lots of money. So they don't communicate very much. And parents and children, that's one of the biggest challenge that we all face. Sometimes they communicate the least because it's already taken for granted. The parents will take it to the kids will obey the parents, so there's no communication. Everything's one way. You do this, or I do that, or I don't do this. It's no two-way communication. So I think it's very important. So number one, I want to emphasize again, is communicate, and two, specifically, we want to encourage everybody to communicate, that means to engage with the community you live in. It means community affect you, you affect community, you build the community in which you live. So it's important that you are part of the community. And to be part of community, you need to be engaged. Okay? And there's a bigger reason for that is, we talk about that. I'm a council member, so I've been in politics for quite a while. I think that's why Alan tells me to talk a little bit about government. Government makes policies, very important. We make things happen. We determine what society, the community you live in, is going to be like. So we set up rules. Okay? We tell you what you can do, what you cannot do. And so, how does the government know what rules to set? How to make things work or not work? How to make policies? They need to, hear from you. They need to know what you think, the community. And, they cannot just sit in one room. Like we have 7 council members in the city of Bellevue. And the 7 of us make rules, make laws every week. We make decisions that affect your lives. How do we know what is good for you? We cannot just think about it and decide out in the vacuum. We have to be able to communicate, right? So that I know what you guys want, what's important to you. And communicate is not just me coming to talk to you. How often do I come to talk to each of you? Not very often, right? I don't know most of you. I know quite a few, but not many. And so you have to communicate with me, right? So that you can influence me, all 7 of us. We make choices, decisions. What does government, what does society, what does city should do so that your well-being, your life, how you live your life is going to be affected. It's going to be hopefully affected for the good, not affected for the worse, right? So you need to communicate. So it's important. And to communicate, you have to have people listen to you, right? And I have opportunity today. I'm standing right in front of you. I'm talking to you, so I'm communicating. So you're listening. But normally, you won't do that, if you see somebody on the street. So you don't have much time. You have limited opportunity where you can communicate. So you need to learn how to do it effectively and how to find other opportunities, how to create opportunities so that people will listen to you, will communicate with you. If you want to do something that affects you, that in the policy we make, let's say we decide what color of the shirt you have to wear, every Monday. And if we don't communicate with you, we say everybody has to wear red. And you don't. You say, I don't have any red shirt. What do? We can put you into jail. That doesn't make sense. So you have to come to talk to us. No, there are many people who wear blue, white, green, yellow. You cannot do that. So we have to be able to hear that, communicate with you. And that's part of the reason. And why do I want to hear from you? Because if there's 1,000 people coming to talk to me, I don't have time to listen to 1,000 people. So I only can listen to a few people. So that's where you need to be able to find reasons, get my attention. In order to do that, again, is communicate. Figure out how to have influence, how to get my attention. And the way to get attention is that you have to find something that attract my attention. Because something you need to do. And so that's making a difference. That means you actually can make a difference in decision I make, in whatever I need to use to do to make that decision. So I think you have to have the opportunity to learn that. And sometimes a decision can be made because you have lots of money. If you're Bill Gates, if Mr. Gates walks in the room, I don't know him at all, I met him once or twice, but how's he, I how is he going to get my attention? But because it's Bill Gates, he's got lots of money. He's very successful. So if he walks in the room, he's going to get my attention, right? But how many of you are Bill Gates who will get my attention, right? Yeah, Sarah, how's she going to get my attention, right? Well, she got my attention because she's in my internship. I know her. She's done something that I pay attention, I notice. So I know who she is. So when she said, hey, Mr. Lee, I said, oh yeah, I know you. But some of you here, I don't know. You're not going to get my attention. So as a result, when I make a decision, even though I'm going to say you have to wear red, and you happen to don't have a red shirt, how are you going to get that information to me? You can't. So you have to figure out you need to be engaged, involved, so that you can be able to have people, the politicians, decision makers, or your parents for that matter, right, to pay attention to you so that they can do the things that is appropriate, that you can agree, you have influence with. And that's the idea, that's the whole purpose of what we are doing, Pathway Foundation. So the mayoral internship is to help young people first, because we believe younger people, you are the future. You are the future. And you haven't made up your mind. You have not been closed-minded yet. We're still talking about open mind. The older you get, the more closed-minded you are, because you have a lot more information that you think that you don't have time. You're too busy. Okay, younger people who want to start with you, and hopefully with you as a model, as part of your a family, you can get your families, you can get your parents' attention. They will start communicating with you. You will start communicating with them. Okay, so I think this is where we're going to begin, so that you will have influence over the policies the government makes, over the policy other people makes, over the policy other business makes, so that you will be able to influence whatever happens, in the way that you want it. Hopefully, it's in the right way, because this is the way the government here in this country is. When you have everybody talking together, communicating, working on a specific issue, everybody has their own ideas, own opinions. That's the way it should be, right? Not just one person can dictate what it's going to be. If that's the case, you don't need to communicate, right? The king, the emperor can say, this is what you do, and you just listen, and to me it's not communicating. But we're fortunate in this country, we all have an opportunity to participate. So the way it works is that if everybody participate, everybody give input, everybody communicate, and everybody trying to solve a problem, or decide on something, this is the process that comes up with the best solutions. It doesn't come from one person, it doesn't come from two persons, it comes from a wide open discussion. Open discussion. Listen to others, respectful, give people a chance to talk, right? This is how eventually you say, we have an answer, a solution, and this is usually the best solution we can make, because you have everybody talking. It reflect what each of us are thinking about. And so this is the fundamental process, I believe, that we can do the right things, most of the time, not all the time, and better than most other way of coming to a decision, right? So I think this is why we want to encourage you. We want to go through the process. We want to give the young people the experience of learning how to communicate in engaging with others, with everybody, and going through a process of how to do this and get experience and learn how to do it so that when you are in college, when you are in your work life, when you are in the future, in whatever you do, you are comfortable. You know what's the right thing to work together as a group, as a team. So this is really what we're doing. And we start just having groups like this talking and exchanging ideas. Then we give the young people projects to work on. Because the project is more close to real life situation so that they can going to meet different people with different ideas, and they're going to find different challenges, reactions, responses, and they have to learn how to respond to it, how to react to it, how to manage it. And this is practice, practice, practice. Okay, we'll give them opportunities to practice. So that's, I think, the end of my conversation.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I want, because I live in Redmond, if I email like my Redmond City Council members, would they actually read the email? Or would I actually need to go and talk to them?
Yeah, well, some would, some won't. That's real life. It's not the one answer to any question, right?
Right.
The answer, so the challenge is, and that's the experience that you need to have is, and this is what I teach you is, you don't know what you're gonna get. But whatever it is, okay, you keep on trying to communicate. If you write to some council member respond to you, you successful communication. If they don't respond to you, have you established communication? No. So what do? You quit?
Find more people?
You keep going. That's one answer. Find more people. But there are other ways to do it. But the most important thing is you don't just quit. That's why you learn. I give you opportunities to practice to learn. Right?
Right.
There are many ways. That's why there more than one road lead to Rome. Right? There's lots of ways. There's many ways to say things in the American English language. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's one, you write a letter, you send an email to your council member, and if they all respond, hey, that's okay, then you start talking, right? And when they respond, you don't know whether they really read it or they have somebody else just have a assistant that respond to you. Or if they don't respond at all, what do? You just say, okay, that's it. Right? So you need to keep on doing different things based on different responses, and that's why I always tell you, before you do anything, you set a goal, objective. What do you want to accomplish? If your goal is, I just want to write an email, you accomplish that, you're done. But you say, I write an email, I want to have response from them. Okay? And if you write to 7 of them, one responded. You succeeded, one responded, right? You're done. But if you say, I want to have all 7 of them respond, and if one of them don't send it back, what do? Are you done? No, you keep at it until you got all 7 of them respond to you. Or if your goal is, I want 7 of them actually instead of just responding, I want 7 of them to call me back or have a meeting with me, right? And if you have 6 of them who do it, are you done? No. That's the goal you set. That's objective you get. But if you say, no, I just want to have them send me an email back, just any one of them with me, I'd be happy. Okay. That's why I tell you again, young people, you are capable, set your goal high. Don't just say that, oh, I just wake up today and if I just talk to one person and somebody talk back to me, I'm happy. Well, some of you may be. It's okay. I'm not going to change you. If that's all you are happy about, but I'm trying to say you have so much capability. I hope your parents feel the same way. Set your goal high. All right? If you don't get it, try to do better. But of course, it has to be realistic also, I tell you one thing. These are the things you need to start, to hopefully the parents and the young people can work together. Realistic means you don't want to set because I want to be the president of the United States tomorrow. That's not realistic, right? You're not going to make it. But you can say, I want to be the president sometime when I'm 45 years old. That's okay, because now you're only 16. You got a lot of time to work on. Well, how to do that? That's why you set up a plan. You decide, I need to do this first. I need to get my high school done first. I got to go to college first. I got to do this first. I got to do that first. Then you lead it to the president. That's what you do. So it's not just set a goal, but once you set a goal, you got to figure out your plan. You got to figure out your timeline, right? That's what you do. And I don't want you to just come to us and say, I want to be the president, and that's my plan, I'm going to work on it. No, we want to teach you how to do a small step. Number one, set up a meeting first, with 20 people in attendance, by a certain date, which is today, February the 16th. You got it done, right? And doing this, you learn what are the challenges, what are the difficulties. And if you set a goal, I want to have 100 people here. Today you have 20 people. You say, what did I do wrong? What should I have done to get 80 more people? Right? So you say, okay, I didn't do anything wrong, you did right, but you don't have to have time. So okay, I'll give them more time. Next time I want to get 80 more people. And you figure out how to do that. And you work with the team members, work with the people who are in this room, working with grown-ups, and you're going to hear from Mr. Barron, what he's going to talk about, and Mr. Chen. And so eventually you're going to get to 100 people. You got that? Right? So that's what you do. And the parents need to know that so they can help you. If that's their role, if that's what they can do. And there are a whole bunch of people here. So I give you a little bit bigger picture and a few small details, how to do things step at a time. And if you are interested, join the mayoral internship. Have a young person to experience it, to learn it. Okay? And it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes takes a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That's why we want interns to start thinking, join it in 9th grade. So when you're in the 12th grade, you can show how much you have advanced. And you can also, in the meantime, help the younger kids, the 9th graders, to show them the rope, the model, how this can improve. Then hopefully you go to college, you keep bringing it with you. And your work life, same thing. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for your time. I hope the rest of the morning, I don't know how much time you got, an hour or something. And I have to run, I apologize, so I won't be able to stay here. So good. Mr. Chen will be here. And you guys, you are in good hands, right? I hope you guys, okay. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Just one more question. Anybody who has? Well, you don't. Good. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Take care.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Good seeing you.
Good time.
So let's welcome Steve to talk about citizenship, the U.S. Constitution. Really, whatever he feels like talking about, because he's awesome.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here and an honor to speak to you. Now, usually that's a cliche that everybody says at the beginning of the talk, but actually it really is an honor. I want to commend Edwin and all the people who've been putting this together. This is something that's very close to my heart, the importance of citizenship and the importance of American freedom. Edwin told me months ago that he would be planning some event like this. And I see on the flyer here, it says, reestablishing faith in institutions. And the institutions that Edwin discussed with me were citizenship and the American Creed. And, you know, there's a lot of discussion now on TV, radio, on the internet, in print media, everywhere. It has the value of citizenship diminished? Are people losing interest? Are citizens not really being citizens? Are we just people and not participating in our society? And in particular, there's a concern that young people are not interested in or understanding the importance of American citizenship. Well, to me, citizenship, of American citizenship, is a matter both of heart and mind, and you need both. Let's, on the side of heart, love of country, the desire and heart to participate in society and to make a difference, and concern for and love for your fellow citizens. But if that's essential. But if that's all you have, you won't know what to do. You'll have a feeling, you'll have an emotion, but you won't know what to do to be a citizen. The other side is mind, to know the history and the traditions and the exceptionalism and the special, unique place America has in the world, and the unique type of country we are. Meaning that you know about the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, the history of this country, and why this country is one of ideas. However, if you only have that scholastic knowledge and factual knowledge without the heart to do something, you're also not really going to be a full citizen. In particular, I'm honored to speak to your group because I always have noticed, yes, there is a diminishment of citizenship and there's a less appreciation in general in the United States for citizenship. But often it's native-born people who have the least appreciation and who take for granted our freedoms and our liberties and our history. Very often it's the children and the grandchildren of immigrants who have a better appreciation because we can compare it to something else. About 100 years ago, between 1915 and 1925, my grandparents came from Austria, from Romania, from Poland to the United States. And they put in my father, and in my aunt, patriotism and love of country, and to have both the heart for our country and to have the mind to make sure we know about our country. So, as a grandchild of immigrants, you know, that is something that really speaks deeply to me. Edwin mentioned on the flyer, it said American Creed. Now, how many people know that the American Creed is not just in something informal, it's something official that was voted on by the United States House of Representatives in 1918. And I wanted to read it to you. By the way, you know, Conrad Lee, he said, when you set a goal, you have to have a plan. But my goal is to throw a few ideas out that then will be helpful to you and interesting enough that it'll get into your small group discussion. And as part of that plan, I wrote a lot of things down so that I won't forget some of the points I want to make. And one of the things that I wrote, this is the American Creed. Now, this was written by a man named William Tyler Page in 1970. And then it was officially voted by the United States House of Representatives April 3rd, 1918. So a little bit more than 100 years ago. And this is the official American Creed. I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies. And this was also written during a time of war, during World War I.